Just the detail, the setup of everything. Like, first scene, fucking Rama's brother, who was a main character in the first one, gets just fuck his head shot, right? In the first scene.
Opening,
and that's like powerful Raid 2. And it's not like the Raid 2, woo! It's like the Raid 2, oh,
she just got
we mean business.
Yeah, this is intense, man. And I just love the build-up. There is a lot of story at one point. Like, there's no action for a while at one point, and it's just a lot, mainly story.
Because you get they have to set up, because this movie does go a lot of places, and there is that sort of, you gotta infiltrate the group first, and that's gonna take some time.
Yeah, so the build-up to it, by the time it got to that, because one thing with the first Raid was, I felt I became a little immune to it, the fight scenes out, because it was like, okay, yeah, it was a cool action scene, yeah. But then in this one, it was like, every time an action scene came in, it was intense as fuck.
It was just different. It
felt different.
It was always a different setting, always different feel to it. The characters were in a different world, basically, with each fight scene. Something I really applaud with this movie, it's kind of small, it's a small detail though, is that he didn't, for the whole movie, cliche, you know, like, think about his brother the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, with a lot of movies, when they have that sort of thing happen, the whole time it just they keep bringing back memories of the brother, like, and that didn't happen, and I felt like that was more real.
I thought it was gonna be a simple revenge movie based off the opening, and then it wasn't that at all.
No, yeah, it's just the next step. It's like, here's what happened after that guy from the first movie fucked everything up.
Yeah. What I really appreciate about the action and like especially this last film, it's so stylistic, yes, yet it feels realistic at the same time.
Well, because they towed this line between being hyper violent and hyper stylized. This movie is much bloodier than the first movie.
Definitely.
Like, there's a lot of action in the Raid, but there's not as much point blank stuff. You know, so you get to see like the aftermath of things.
I never would have thought, if you would have told me there was more blood in this one after watching the first Raid, I would have been like, what? Yeah, how can there be more? But no,
the blood and the violence, it feels even more authentic this time around. So that's what makes it even more intense.
Yeah, they didn't mess around with playing with our heads and making it, you know, sugarcoating it at all. It was just like right in your face. This is what just happened.
Like, wounds look like wounds in this film.
If it feels realistic at all, it's because it's treated like violence. It's not treated like any kind of fun.
And, you know, in the first one, it was just kind of like defense, but this one, it was like anger. That's basically...
That's what made that last fight great. Yeah,
well,
that's true. That's true.
This isn't just good versus evil. I mean, this is like, the reason for fighting is so much more varied in this one. And yeah, you're dealing with a bunch of people who don't have police protocol to cling to. Even Rama, you know, who's undercover but still is working for like the law, he's in a position where he can't play like a cop. So
and he honestly kept getting screwed over though by the people he was working for. So I mean, the anger just kept building up, and then boom, like he just exploded, and it totally worked.
Everyone in the theater, because when he goes to the prison, he's only supposed to be there for a few months, and then it cuts to 2 years later. Everyone's like, oh, dude. It was just a big bummer.
2 years.
It's like, dude, you just lost 2 years of your life right there, man. That sucks.
All I kept thinking of it was, I hope his wife isn't cheating on him, because that would suck to come home after all that and she's just like, oops, you've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Might have been dead.
Well, that's and can you really blame them in that situation? Because it's like, you said you'd be gone a few months, but you couldn't tell me where. It's been several years now.
Yeah. So Sally, have you really thought this through, Sally? Because it sounds like you haven't.
No, like I would get if the girl did, because she has desires.
Well, she knows all about desires, man.
You've been gone. I thought you could be dead.
No, exactly. If I thought, you know, my other person was dead, I'd like wait a while and then
my other person.
I am so tired, it's not even real.
If I thought my people
all
were
the
vanished.
boys that have been waiting in line for me.
This is without a doubt, the first one and the second one, they're so different, yet they're both two of my favorite action movies of all time.
I can't pick between the two of which one's better.
Yeah, it's like they're very different, but they still feel like a logical progression from one to the other.
Quick question, guys. I'm sure one of you guys can answer this for us. Was that Mad Dog?
Yeah,
it's the same actor.
It's the same actor. It has to be the same actor, yeah. Because
no, it is. I looked it up.
Facts with Jerry. That's what it is.
He's not the same character.
Okay, I was a little confused when I saw him.
Because I was like, what,
Mad Dog? Mad Dog's still alive.
And then I had to remember like how he died, and then I was like, wait, there was no, in the first movie, because I was like, there's no way he could have survived that, because I thought he came back, but I was like, no, that's not possible.
Even though I had to think about who that character was, I remember watching that film and really liking this character.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a lot of screen time necessarily. You do like sympathize for the guy.
Like, how did you sympathize after him macheteing like people? people, but I did.
This guy just, you know, he's like, I'm not too smart.
If you can do that, if you can make a person sympathize with a killer.
Well, you know, you begin to understand their reasons at least. Yeah. You know, it's like...
But you know what it kind of reminded me of was like the fact that, you know, his wife is kind of dealing with what Rama's dealing with.
Yep, they're in the same situation.
I meant Rama's, like, his wife and Rama's wife are dealing with the same thing, and that's when I was like, whoa.
Just that fucking final fight, man, was so worth it. Okay,
there were two separate moments of applause in our theater.
Okay, there was the car chase one, that was it.
Yeah.
And then there was, the fight scene between Baseball Guy and Hammer Girl and Rama was genius. Oh my god. It was, oh dude, it was amazing.
That was the other applause, and then right at the end.
Oh, the final fight too between him and the main Japanese dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a great fight, dude. Gosh, I
don't know. For a second, I was hoping that Yuko or Uko or whatever his name was gonna either commit suicide or apologize to Rama, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
That's another thing. This movie has great character descents. Like, sometimes not a development, it's like a descent.
There are more arc. There is more development and more arc in this movie.
And I like that you weren't sure what they were gonna do, what the character was gonna do. Usually movies are very predictable. But...
Yeah. Oh, dude, when fucking the bitch shot his dad, I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. You just murder your father. That was nuts. That kind of descent, it was like, yeah, this guy is becoming what people fear he could become. And like Rama's development throughout, it's like having enough is enough. He's so involved in this world that's not even about what he first got into it for. It really is a damn good script.
The best thing was the sound device, because that's what caused the ending. The amazing ending that we just saw. Because it wasn't even, remember? It was actually Rama's that he just like put in his wallet, but then he thought it was...
Oh, he thought it was
the
Buca de Beppo.
The tracker.
Bozo.
So it was a complete accident.
Bejo. That was a great shot too. When he takes a shotgun to his head, and then you just see the detail of it, and then it just lets the camera roll for a while.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is like, they didn't take the, oh, I'm gonna shoot you in the face approach. It's like, they took the, this is what happens when someone gets shot point blank with a shotgun in the head.
Every shot just had so much tension in it. It's a really intense film.
And the thing is they keep the camera rolling and they don't edit it immediately sometimes.
He does a lot
and so it's kind of like scary. You're like, is there anything else gonna happen? Like, but it doesn't. But it's perfect.
The film's perfect. The last thing I gotta say about this movie, with the action especially, what makes it even more believable is when, like, even when Rama gets hit, or when he's chasing after a guy or going after people and stuff, like, you could tell he's been physically damaged in some way.
Yeah, these people, like, even if it's not realistic for them to still be standing, they look like shit.
Yeah.
They look like they feel terrible.
When they get hit, it's like they seem like they really got hurt at that moment, you know?
Yeah.
And something that bothers me in a lot of action films, you know, they'll get hit in one scene and then the next scene the cut doesn't look as bad, or it's totally makeup, but this one, it just...
I noticed that too. I was like halfway through some of those fights, I was like, wow, they've gotten significantly bloodier over the course of this.
Exactly.
Like,
or sometimes they get their ass kicked in the fucking face, and then like the next day there's like no bruises or anything. It's like, oh, I got a little smudge here. But our camera's about to die, so we better wrap this thing up. So guys, what do you think are the reasons to see this? I would have to say, reason to see number one for me, I would have to say just... It's the fucking...
You know what? There's no list.
It's everything. There's everything,
The movie.
There's no
It's the reason movies are made.
That you need to
It's the reason action movies are made, for damn sure.
Okay, action, great, just, it changes the story, the fucking...
Everything is bigger.
Acting, the English.
Everything is bigger, everything is more expansive, everything is...
If there's one thing people would complain about with the first raid was, it's, you know, lacks in some story, but it definitely delivers on the action. This one, you cannot fucking say that.
No.
It delivers the fuck out of a story, and it delivers the fuck out of the action, man. It's one of the best action movies of all time. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The only thing I could probably say against this movie is simply that certain of the fight scenes you might have a little trouble finding motivation why this needed to happen, but usually it's made up for by ingenuity alone.
Yeah.
You know, and the cool thing is that it's 2.5 hours and it doesn't feel like it's too long.
No.
You know?
No, it was perfect.
It moves just right. It's like the action's incredible, cinematography is incredible, the cast is great, the story is even bigger, the music is great, the effects are great, the direction is really confident and stylish, you know, it's
great.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, it's like if the Lego movie was hyper violent.
Cool when you're watching the raid.
Alright guys, thanks for checking out our review for The Raid 2, Brendan Fraser. Why don't you go ahead, scroll to that comment box below, and tell us whose celebrity ass do you want to kick? I don't know.
And once you're done with that, why don't you come over here and click this button or wherever it is.
It's in the center, Jerry.
Click that button and you can see more episodes of Reasons to See, because we've seen other movies, believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
Really?
Ripley believes it. Last but not least, if you want to get updated every time one of our reviews or videos is out, subscribe! Click on Sally's head right there.
And subscribe to my channel.
Right there by her boobage.
Because I'm
That's
cool.
the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, dude, this fucking movie makes you want to fuck people up. It really does make you go, I want to fight someone.
I walked out of the theater punching you in the face.
Yeah, you did. It was really sweet of you. You know what happened while we were watching the movie? An earthquake took place.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. It was scary. I thought someone was kicking my seat. I was about to be like, yo, we want to fight?
Sally was ready to stab someone multiple times in the same spot. It was crazy. Rama blacked out because he got hit too hard at one point.
Really?
On,
Yeah.
like, during shooting?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It was crazy.
He deserves an Oscar.
He deserves an Oscar. He's a great actor and fighter. You know that scene where he got naked?
I do.
What if he had an erection when that was happening?
That's why he looks so nervous.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about Rama's body? He wasn't too cut, but you're like, he's the most lethal weapon out there.
I know. I was expecting like at least abs.
Yeah.
Well, it's the thing is, like, it's not even about that.
It's all control and it's all defense and
It's all force that your
it's all
power can generate
attention.
through this. Shh.
Well, and it's like, you know, they've said like the dudes who are really muscular and stuff like that are not necessarily the best for that kind of a fight.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's about lean muscle and about, you know, being able to be quick and use your
I
you know
agree.
weight.
So I can beat both of you up.
So I like, yeah, it's like it seems to make sense that an insane fighter like that would not be cut and buff, you know.
Yeah. We said yeah together.
Jinx.
Isn't that adorable?
We're getting married.
We're getting married tomorrow, guys. We're getting married.
Halle Berry.
What?
Jinx.
James Bond character, Sally.
Oh.
It was almost its own franchise.
Don't worry, not a lot of people will get that. I've managed to make both of you feel stupid.
Pokemon. Jinx, Pokemon, hey.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.